So welcome to today's session of Business Studies, Class 12 Commerce, and today we are going to discuss Unit 6, Staffing, Part 1. So let us start. I am Tejkumar Bharadwaj, PGT Commerce at SKV SECL Dhanpuri. Before we begin, let us have a quick look on the concept map. These are the total 12 units to be discussed in Class 12 Commerce Business Studies at CBSE. First 3 units we have already completed, in which we studied about the nature of management and what management is. Then we have started the process of management, in which we have completed the planning part. Planning means deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who will do it. We have also completed the organizing part. Organizing means a systematic division of work on the basis of specialization and defining an interrelationship between various people working in the organization. And today we are going to start a very important unit, that is staffing. So let us move forward and see how staffing is an important part of the process of management. In this unit, our total learning objectives are: number 1, understand the concept and importance of staffing. Staffing as a part of human resource management. Steps in the process of staffing. Meaning of recruitment. Sources of recruitment, that is internal and external, and also their merits and demerits of respective internal and external sources. We will have a comparative study of both the sources. Then in the next video we will be discussing about meaning of selection and steps in the selection process, including types of selection tests. We will also learn about training and development, importance of training and training methods, and finally we will discuss about training versus development, means what is the difference between training and development. So let us begin, dear students, with the staffing. Staffing. In the words of Mr. Narayan Murthy, who is former CEO of Infosys, our assets walk out the door each evening. We have to make sure that they come back by the next morning. According to these words of Narayan Murthy, staffing's importance has been told. The staffing is a very important part of the management process, which adds the human element to the organization. Nowadays, a special emphasis due to upcoming of the IT sector, a special importance is given to human resources, because industries like IT, basically the human beings are the assets. So that's what he is saying. Every evening our important asset, one of most important asset, walks out the door, and it is our responsibility, means the responsibility of the top level managers and the entrepreneurs, that all the staff is coming back to our organization again. Actually he is saying the sustainable development of the HR, human resource. So staffing is a process of filling the organization's post and keeping them filled. Filling up the organization posts and keeping them filled. This keeping them filled is very important. So next is, the foundation of any organization is the talented and hard-working people who are the principal assets for any firm. In computer also, one is hardware, other is software, and third is humanware. No matter how automated we are, we need a person to press the enter button to run a completely automated process also. It tells the importance of human resource for any organization. So this is very important. And so this is the definition of staffing. Staffing is that part of the process of management which is concerned with obtaining, utilizing and maintaining a satisfactory and satisfied workforce. Means the workforce which is not only satisfactory for us, but these human resources are also satisfied with us. So it is a two-way process. Move forward. In organizing, what we did is we did a systematic division of work. Then we did grouping of work, we did the departmentalization, and also we decided a reporting relationship in all the people, among all the people working in the organization, like who is senior, who is junior, who is getting orders from whom, and who is giving orders to whom. We also discussed about delegation, decentralization. Actually, this is an interrelationship. We have designed a framework for our organization. हमने अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए एक फ्रेमवर्क, एक डिजाइन, वैकेंट पोस्ट तैयार कर ली हैं. नाउ इन स्टाफिंग व्हाट वी डू इज we add the human resource to our organization. Means we actually recruit the people, appoint the people on these posts. जो पोस्ट हमने ऑर्गेनाइजिंग में बनाई थी, अब उनके ऊपर लोगों को रिक्रूट करके, अपॉइंट करके, सेलेक्ट करके और उनको ट्रेन करके एक इफेक्टिव वर्कफोर्स के रूप में तैयार करना इज स्टाफिंग. इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ स्टाफिंग. Number 1, it helps in discovering and obtaining the competent personnel for various jobs. In the words of Henry Fayol, the principle of order says, right person at the right place. So staffing ensures the right person at the right place. It makes for higher performance by putting the right person on the right job. It ensures the continuous survival and growth of the enterprise through succession planning for managers. It helps to ensure optimum utilization of the human resource. Optimum means appropriate, not more, not less. So it ensures optimum utilization of human resource. Dear students, if we are having undermanned organization, we are not having sufficient workforce, our tasks will not be completed, we will not be able to achieve our organizational targets and objectives, and the firm will not be able to survive. At the same time, a overmanned organization will lead to unnecessary operating cost. We will have to give the salary to our workforce and they will not be doing appropriate work according to the salary paid to them. And also it improves job satisfaction and morale of the employees through objective assessment and fair reward for their contribution. We will be discussing this point later, that how objective assessment through performance appraisal is done and how we pay the appropriate compensation to our workforce or staff. Staffing is a part of human resource management. This is a very technical term, very technical topic. So we'll have to understand this part in detail. Staffing and human resource management, these are two almost synonymous things, but still they are very much different. So try to understand. I'm going to discuss it, so please try to understand. This is a technical topic. We have already studied the process of management, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Staffing is the part in which human resource is added to the organization at various vacant posts which we have created in the process of organizing. So staffing means appointing the appropriate workforce, training them and retaining them in the organization so that optimum utilization of the workforce may be done, not overmanning, not undermanning, and we are achieving our organizational goals appropriately. But this is the part of management process only. Staffing is merely a function of management process. But when this particular process is performed at a specialized level, means we have created a department for staffing only. For example, we know that management is a universal process. It can be applied to finance and it will be called as financial management. It can be applied to human resource, that is staffing. It will be called as human resource management. It can be applied to marketing also, will be called as marketing management. So when the staffing function is performed specialized by one department or one organization, for example TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, the basic task, the basic function of Tata Consultancy Services is to appoint people, recruit people for various organizations. In the same way, when we are a large organization and we have dedicated one department for staffing only, then it is called as human resource management. So human resource management is a wide term where staffing is not merely a one function of the management process, rather it is being done at a specialized level. Okay, so this is the interrelationship between staffing and human resource management. Staffing is a function which all managers need to perform. It is a separate and specialized function, and there are many aspects of human resource, human relation to be considered. It is the responsibility of all managers to directly deal and select people to work for the organization. Means management process के part के रूप में तो हर manager को ये करना ही होता है, but in small organization managers can perform it, but in large organization when the number of appointed people is so huge, so large, we need to assign the task to a separate department only. So when we assign this staffing function to a dedicatedly a department, then it becomes the human resource department and it becomes human resource management. So it is a specialized function. Evolution of HRM. How HRM has been grown. What is the present form of HRM and how it has been evaluated? Let us have a study. Human resource management has replaced the traditional concept of labor welfare and personal management. Dear students, let me tell you that HRM, human resource management, was earlier known as personal management, and HRM in its present form has evolved from a number of significant interrelated developments which date back to the era of industrial evolution. Emergence of trade union movement led to need of a person who could act an effective link between owners and the workers, and this is HR manager. You may have observed that all these aspects are concerned with the human element in the industry as distinct form of mechanical side of the enterprise. Thus, staffing is an inherent part of human resource management, as it is being practice of finding, evaluating and establishing a working relationship with the people for a purpose. Now, a very important topic we are going to discuss for our exam purpose, and that is staffing process. For your exam, this is going to be a very important question. In a staffing process, we have already studied that process means anything having systematic steps. So what are the steps in the staffing process? And before we start with the staffing process, let me tell you, in this unit number 6, that is staffing, we will be studying 3 processes. One is staffing process, second is recruitment process, and third is selection process. So we will be discussing all these. First of all, it is a very wide term, staffing process, which includes recruitment and selection as its steps. So staffing process includes number 1, estimation of manpower need. कहाँ कितने लोगों की ज़रूरत है, किस डिपार्टमेंट में कितने लोगों की ज़रूरत है और उनकी क्वालिफिकेशंस क्या होने चाहिए. Then recruitment, we will discuss recruitment in detail in today's session. Selection, we will discuss selection in detail in the next video. Placement and orientation, training and development, performance appraisal, promotion and career planning, and finally the compensation part. Dear students, compensation is very important because Henry Fayol has also recommended that there should be justified remuneration to each and every employee in the organization. This is the primary motive for each and every employee working in your organization. So we will discuss all these steps one by one in coming session. Before we start, I would like to add a word of advice to all of you. All these videos have been made in synchronization, means all these videos are in sequence according to the progress of the units, unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and their parts. So what I recommend is watch these videos again and again, pause them, take screenshots, make notes. After completing and learning these chapters, go to the exercise part, solve them and also attempt the case studies, which is very important for your board exams. So dear students, let us move forward with the explanation of staffing process. The staffing process has very first step, that is estimation of manpower requirements. Actually, this is the planning element in the staffing process. Planning means deciding in advance what to do, how to do. In the same way, what we do in staffing process, first of all, we try to know that how much workforce is required in which department. A great degree of coordination is required at this step. So the staffing process begins with the estimation of manpower requirement, which means finding out the number and types of employees needed by the organization near future. Manpower requirement not only to find out the number of people needed, but also the type of people. Type means we should know the exact qualification requirements, that what kind of specialization is needed for the people to be recruited or selected. And we have to take care of the appropriate number also, because if we are not having appropriate number, we are having shortage of staff. That will be harmful for the organization, because we will not be able to achieve our organizational goals and targets. And if we are having extra workforce, overstaffing, that will lead to more play, less work. People will be sitting free, idle, and they will not be performing, but they will be charging the salary and other benefits. So that will be a huge cost for the organization. So we have to take care at both the times. Number one, at the time of estimating the number of employees, and also at the time of estimating the qualification required for each and every person to be recruited. Second step is very important. I would like to recommend that please have a note, make a mark, that recruitment is the process of searching the prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. It is a positive process. Dear students, this question can be asked for 3 marks because it is having 3 major points. रिक्रूटमेंट को हिंदी में बोलते हैं भर्ती, भरना, टू फिल द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो ड्यू टू दिस फिलिंग एलिमेंट, recruitment is considered as a positive process because we try to increase the number of applicants at this step. We try to maximize the number of applicants. जितने ज़्यादा लोग आ जाएं उतना अच्छा. So what are the 2 major things? Number 1, searching for the prospective employees. हमारे मतलब के workers हमें कहाँ से मिलेंगे. So searching for the source of prospective employees is the first part of recruitment. And second is going and motivating them, stimulating them to apply for the job in our organization. Okay, number 1, recruitment is a positive process because it is filling, it is actually an endeavor to increase the number of applicants. Number 2, it is searching about the sources of prospective employees. And number 3, going and stimulating them to apply for jobs in our organization. तो 3 मेन बातें रिक्रूटमेंट में ध्यान रखने वाली हैं. ये एक पॉजिटिव प्रोसेस है क्योंकि इसमें हम एप्लीकेंट्स के नंबर को इंक्रीज करते हैं, बढ़ाते हैं जितना मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल हो. दूसरा, हम सर्च करते हैं कि हमारे मतलब के एम्प्लॉयज हमें कहाँ से मिलेंगे. और तीसरा, हम उनको जाके स्टिमुलेट करते हैं कि आप आइए और हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अप्लाई कीजिए. सो फर्स्ट इज सर्चिंग एंड अदर इज अट्रैक्टिंग देम, स्टिमुलेटिंग देम. थर्ड स्टेप इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ स्टाफिंग इज सिलेक्शन. सिलेक्शन इज अ नेगेटिव प्रोसेस. प्रोसेस तो है, रिक्रूटमेंट भी प्रोसेस है. इट इज अ पॉजिटिव प्रोसेस बिकॉज वी ट्राई टू इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ एप्लीकेंट. बट सिलेक्शन इज नेगेटिव. व्हाई? बिकॉज सिलेक्शन इज हैविंग सर्टेन स्टेप्स. Selection is also a process. It is having certain steps. We will discuss later on. And at every step we try to reduce the number, because we have to choose the best person for the job. And in this process, what we do is, selection is the process of identifying and choosing the best person out of the persons who have applied for our job in the process of recruitment. रिक्रूटमेंट में जिन लोगों ने हमारे यहाँ आके अप्लाई किया है, अब उनमें से बेस्ट को चूज करना इज कॉल्ड सिलेक्शन, चुनना. रिक्रूटमेंट इज भरना, भर्ती करना. सिलेक्शन इज चुनना, टू पिक अप द बेस्ट वन. This is a negative process. Why it is negative process? Because at every step of the selection process we try to reduce the number of applicants so that we may reach to a number of finding the most suitable person for the job. It ensures that the organization gets best among the available, and it also enhances the self-esteem and prestige of those selected. दोनों ही बातें सच हैं. At one time it is ensuring that the organization is getting the best person. यहाँ organization का फायदा है that it is getting the best suitable person for the appropriate job. At the same time the employee is also motivated. मेरा selection इतनी बड़ी firm में हो गया है. It is a very reputed firm and I have been chosen for that job. So उनका भी self esteem add करता है. Remember this thing very. I'm focusing on it. I'm especially emphasizing that staffing is a process which divides the entire list of applicants in two parts. One who will be offered the job and other who will not be offered the job. सिलेक्शन के प्रोसेस में जब हम देखते हैं सारे स्टेप्स क्लियर करके, लास्ट स्टेप मींस रिटन टेस्ट हो गया, इंटरव्यू हो गया, मेडिकल चेकअप हो गया, एवरीथिंग हैज बीन डन. नाउ इन द फाइनल मेरिट वी नीड टू हैव ओनली 10 पीपल. हमारे पास 10 ही वैकेंसी हैं और सारे स्टेप्स पूरे करके 20 पीपल हैव रीच टू द फाइनल लेवल. 20 लोग फाइनल लेवल तक पहुंच चुके हैं. Now all those 20 are equally competent, but still we will have to make a merit, and in that merit list, if a person is getting 98.4 and our merit is on 98.5, the person getting 98.4 will be rejected and person getting 98.5 will be selected. So selection is the process which divides the entire list of applicants in two parts, one who will be offered the job and other who will not be offered the job. Therefore selection is a negative process. Choosing the best person out of this entire series, entire list of applicants, we need to choose the best one for our job. So this is selection. After selection, अगेन आई एम रिमाइंडिंग, स्टाफिंग में सबसे पहले एस्टिमेशन ऑफ मैन पावर नीड करते हैं, कहाँ कितने डिपार्टमेंट में कितने लोगों की ज़रूरत है. सेकेंडली वी फाइंड आउट दी सोर्सेज ऑफ प्रोस्पेक्टिव एम्प्लॉयज़, कहाँ से हमारे मतलब के एम्प्लॉयज़ मिलेंगे, एंड वी गो एंड स्टिमुलेट देम, मोटिवेट देम टू अप्लाई फॉर द जॉब. इन सेलेक्शन वी चूज द बेस्ट वन. एंड वॉट आफ्टर सेलेक्शन? इज इट एनफ टू सेलेक्ट ओनली? नो. देन वी प्लेस देम, वी असाइन देम the appropriate post जिसके लिए उनका सिलेक्शन हुआ है. So placement refers to the employees occupying the position or post for which the person has been selected. इसमें हम लोग एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कराना और उनको टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस के बारे में एग्री करना, लीगल एक्टिविटीज, लीगल फॉर्मेलिटीज पूरी करना. सो दीज आर द स्टेप्स इन प्लेसमेंट. रिमेंबर, प्लेसमेंट मीन्स ऑक्यूपाइंग द पोजिशन बाय द कैंडिडेट. एंड आफ्टर प्लेसमेंट this orientation is very important and it can be asked in your board exams many times. So in orientation means making the employee familiar with the organization, the working culture, terms and condition, people, and what are the working culture in our organization, rules, policies. इन सब के साथ उसको familiar करवाना is called orientation. Orientation is also called as induction, and induction is a very very important method for training. And this point is going to be very important for your board exams also. So orientation means making the employee familiar with the organization, working culture and policies, etc. Next step is training and development. Actually we study both of them together, training and development, but I will explain separately. First of all, what is training? Training is a process by which the aptitude, skills and abilities of an employee to perform the specific job. Dear student, I have highlighted this thing, and you will also have to pay special attention on this term. Training is required for performing the specific jobs in the specific manner. A specific job, specific manner. Specific job, specific manner. So training is a process through which aptitude, skills and abilities of an employee to perform a specific task in specified manner are increased. It is a process of learning new skills and application of knowledge. So training is very important. अगर हम चाहते हैं कि न्यूली एम्प्लॉयड जो वर्कर्स हैं वो हमारे तरीके से, हमारे जैसा हम चाहते हैं उस मैनर में काम करें, तो वी विल हैव टू ट्रेन देम अप्रोप्रिएटली. आफ्टर ट्रेनिंग द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज डेवलपमेंट. डेवलपमेंट इज एक्चुअली अ वाइडर टर्म. ट्रेनिंग में ट्रेनर का रोल ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि ट्रेनर ये चाहता है कि जो काम मैं चाहता हूं मेरे तरीके से हो. Specified task, specified manner, in desired manner, in my manner. But development is important from the employee's part. डेवलपमेंट का मतलब है उसे लाइफ में वो कहां तक जाना चाहता है. क्या वो इसी टास्क को करता रहेगा? क्या वो इसी पोस्ट पे लाइफ लॉन्ग रहेगा? नो. सो डेवलपमेंट इज अ वेरी वाइड टर्म. इट इज अ ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस. थ्रू आउट द लाइफ इट गोज ऑन. सो डेवलपमेंट रेफर्स टू द लर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज designed to help employees to grow. It covers not only those activities which improve job performance, but also those things which bring about growth of the personality, overall growth, lifelong growth. It helps individuals in the progress towards maturity and actualization of their potential capacity, so that they become not only good employees but also nice and socially useful human beings. In Indian Army, there are lots of learning opportunities provided by Indian Army. Actually, Indian Army promotes that each and every soldier and officer of Indian Army is learning and studying. IGNU, Indira Gandhi Open University, provides an ample of opportunities for learning being on job. So that online or part-time courses are the part of development process, not of the part of training process. Next step in the staffing process, what we have done, we have estimated the manpower, we have recruited the people, we have selected the people, we have employed them, we have placed them. हमने उनको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से फेमिलियर भी करवा दिया, ओरिएंटेशन भी हो गया, एंड वी हैव ट्रेन्ड देम ऑल्सो. अब उन्होंने काम भी शुरू कर दिया. क्या एक बार सिलेक्शन होने के बाद ये गारंटी है दैट द पर्सन हैज बीन सेलेक्टेड अप्रोप्रिएटली एंड इज सूटेबल फॉर द जॉब? नो. ए कंटिन्यूअस इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ हिज परफॉर्मेंस इज वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड. एवरी ईयर अ परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल इज टू बी डन regarding employees, which helps that whether the person is suitable for the job, whether he should be kept in the organization or he should be retrenched, whether he should be promoted to next level or not. So performance appraisal is a very important step in the staffing process. Performance appraisal means evaluation of employees' current or past performances as against certain predetermined standards. The employees are expected to know what are the standards and to provide employees feedback on his or her performance. The performance appraisal therefore will include the define the job and appraising performance and giving the feedback. So you can see in the diagram that workers' performance is measured on basically these criteria. Whether he is doing achieving all the targets in the organization as per the standards, then he is outstanding. If he is not up to that level, he may be at good level, he may be at developing level, or he may be a inefficient worker, which will be marked as poor. So poor people are given training. Even after training, if they are not improving, they are retrenched from the organization, they are thrown from the organization. After performance appraisal, next is promotion and career planning. Dear student, a good organization is that organization which provides ample of opportunities to its workers to grow. It is not only beneficial for the worker, it is also beneficial for the organization. So managers must encourage employees to grow and realize their full potential. We have already studied in the principles of F.W. Taylor in scientific management that there should be development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency. So promotions are an integral part of people career. They refer to being placed in the position of increased responsibility. This usually means more pay, more responsibility, and the job satisfaction. So promotion and career planning is again an important part of staffing process. Then the very important part, and it is also supported by the 14 principles of Henry Fayol. The principle is principle of remuneration. The principle of remuneration says that the worker should be provided suitable remuneration, suitable compensation as per the nature of the job. Compensation means all forms of pay and rewards going to employees, all parts, all types. It may be in form of salary, it may be in form of allowances, it may be in form of retirement benefits, it may be in form of infringement benefits, indirect benefits. For example, free or concessional food, free or concessional medical facilities, free or concessional accommodation facilities, free or concessional transport facilities, free or concessional hospital facilities or medical facilities. So wages, salaries, incentive, commission, bonus, indirect payment like employer pays insurance and vacations, etc. I would like to draw your attention on these three important terms: wages, salary and remuneration here. Dear students, wages are generally paid according to time spent. The time spent may be in a form of hours or in form of days, or it may be a piece based system. कि आज मैंने इतने यूनिट्स बनाए हैं, एक यूनिट का मुझे इतना मिलेगा. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द पीसेस प्रोड्यूस इट मे बी द वेजेस, और अकॉर्डिंग टू द टाइम स्पेंट इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, पर आवर इतना या पर डे इतना. और इसमें एक बात ध्यान रखने वाली ये है कि वेजेस में आपको छुट्टियों की सैलरी नहीं मिलती. संडे को आप काम नहीं करते हैं, यू विल नॉट बी पेड फॉर दैट. कमिंग टू द सैलरी, रिमेंबर वेजेस में बी एज पर पीसेस produced or as per time spent. Now coming to salary. Salaries are regularized payments and these are generally paid on monthly basis. आप में से बहुत के पेरेंट्स गवर्नमेंट जॉब में होंगे या कहीं सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयज होंगे, तो वहाँ संडेज को उनकी छुट्टी रहती है, बट दे गेट सैलरी फॉर देयर संडेज एंड अदर हॉलीडेज. सो सैलरीज आर जनरली पेड इन मंथली फॉर्म्स. Coming to remuneration. Remuneration is a wider term and it is generally paid in the companies. Companies packages are normally announced in form of remuneration packages, and remuneration packages are generally the annual packages. Where salaries are paid monthly, remuneration packages are generally announced annually. It includes not only salary but all kind of other benefits. A complete bundled package is called remuneration. So I hope you have cleared the terms wages, salary and remuneration. So this compensation part is integral part of the staffing process. Means merely appointing and making the work done through the people appointed is not enough. We have to compensate also their efforts. Let us have a look on the aspect of staffing at a glance. We have completed the entire process of staffing. But if we want to summarize all these things, all the steps of the staffing process, we will come to the end as three important terms: recruitment, selection and training. Where recruitment bridges the gap between person and job. How? By identification and attraction. लोगों के बीच में और हमारी वैकेंट पोस्ट के बीच में एक गैप है. उस गैप को फिल करने के लिए जो पहला स्टेप है वो है रिक्रूटमेंट, जिसमें हम आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं हमारे मतलब के एम्प्लॉयज हमें कहाँ से मिलेंगे और उनको हम अट्रैक्ट करते हैं, मोटिवेट करते हैं. सेकेंड इज सिलेक्शन. मीन्स उन सारे रिक्रूट करने वाले जिन लोगों ने हमारे यहाँ अप्लाई किया है, वी चूज द बेस्ट वन एंड वी प्रिपेयर देम फॉर द टास्क. by imparting training. जो टास्क हम चाहते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में करना वो हमारे तरीके से परफॉर्म किया जाए, उसके लिए वी हैव टू इम्पार्ट द ट्रेनिंग. Okay, so we are going to discuss all these 3 steps one by one: recruitment, selection and training. In today's session I will complete only recruitment part. In coming video we will discuss about selection as well as training, so stay tuned. Let us begin with recruitment. Recruitment, a positive process. Recruitment means to fill, bharna, bharti. Recruitment process has 4 major steps. Number 1, identification of different sources of labor supply, from where I will get the suitable workforce. Number 2, assessment of their validity, whether they are suitable for my task or not, they are able to perform, they organization need them or not, so assess their validity. Choosing the most suitable source or sources, there may be multiple sources for the same purpose, and how do we define that they are suitable or not? According to suitability and the cost, both things are considered. And finally we invite applications and motivate people to apply for job in our organization. Sources of recruitment is a very important topic for a board exam also. There may be internal sources and there may be external sources. We will discuss all the sources one by one. Pay attention. Sources of recruitment. Internal sources. Internal sources basically include transfers and promotion. Internal sources means to choose or to fill the vacant post within the organization, not to bring the workforce from outside the organization, but to adjust the workforce within the organization, and this adjustment can be done through transfers or through promotions. Transfers may be including promotions or excluding promotion, means transferring at the same level or transferring with promotion at a higher level to different place. External sources means calling the people from outside the organization, and external sources will be direct recruitment, casual callers, advertisements, employment exchanges, placement agencies and management consultants, campus recruitment, recommendation of employees, labor contractors, advertisement on television and web publishing. We will discuss all these sources in detail one by one, and we will also have a comparative study of internal as well as external sources. Internal sources of recruitment, that is promotion. So first of all, the promotion means increasing the level of workers. It involves shifting of employee from one job to another, one department to another, or from one shift to another without a substantive change in the responsibility or status of employees. I'm sorry, I think I have made a mistake. Let me correct it. Okay. So in internal sources, first is very important, that is transfer. Transfer means shifting of employee from one job to another, one department to another, or one shift to another shift without changing their responsibility and status. Transfer is a very good source of filling the vacancies within the organization, especially when we have overstaffed departments. A department which is having more employees than required, then excess staff, the additional staff can be shifted to another department. In that way, it will not appropriate the cost of the organization, but will also adjust the excess staff in the organization. And also it will help the employees by in adding their capabilities through job rotation method of training. The person who has learned the skills in one department will be shifted to other department, and he will learn the skills of that department also, and he will be a more suitable, more appropriate worker for the organization. The other source of recruitment is promotion. It means putting the people at higher levels of the organization. Business enterprises generally follow the practice of filling higher jobs by promoting employees from lower levels to higher levels of the jobs. Promotion leads to shifting an employee to a higher position, carrying higher responsibilities, facilities, status, and pay. It helps in improving the motivation and loyalty and satisfaction level of the employees. People love to stay in the organization because they know that they have growth opportunities in form of their promotions. It increases their dedication towards the organization, their loyalty towards the organization. And what are the benefits of internal sources of recruitment? It has many merits of internal sources. Number one, it is cheaper. We need not to follow the lengthy process of external sources, and also we need to put any kind of advertisement, so it saves time and cost both. Number two, it has the benefit of shifting surplus workforce from one department to another. It is also a very effective tool of training in form of job rotation, internal transfers. Finally, it is a reliable way of recruitment because the people, the workforce are being adjusted within the organization. They will remain within the organization. They have been working for a long in our organization. They are well aware of the culture of the organization, so we need not to put them on the induction training method. They are already familiar with the organization work culture. And finally, it increases the commitment and loyalty of the organization, of the workers towards organization. In that way, internal sources are effective and very good methods of recruitment. But it has some limitations also. Very prominent limitation of this method is no induction of fresh talent. Whenever we require young blood, new ideas, they are provided through external sources only. Internal sources cannot provide the fresh talent or young blood in the organization. It reduces the growth of organization. Number two, the employees become lethargic because they start taking for granted that they are in the organization, and sooner or later they will be promoted to the higher levels, whether they work or not, they perform or not. So this is a negative thing, and it should not be in the minds of the workers. A new enterprise cannot use this method. Yes, true. This method is suitable for an existing organization. But if I am going to start a startup, a fresh startup, can I use this method? No. Simple, no. So this method is suitable only for existing or old organization, but this cannot be adopted as a source of recruitment for newly established organizations. There will not be a spirit of competition among the workers. They will start taking for granted कि हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, कोई कंपटीशन नहीं है, काम करो मत करो, प्रमोट तो होंगे ही, आज नहीं तो कल. And finally, frequent transfers of employees may reduce their productivity. On the one side, it will add their productivity through job rotation method, and at the same time, if the transfers are so frequent, it will negatively impact the productivity of the workers, because they will not be able to learn their work in an effective manner. And it also follows the principle of Henry Fayol, that is stability of tenure. Stability of tenure says the person should be stable at one place so that they learn new skills. Now coming to external sources of recruitment. External sources means adding the workforce from outside the organization. So this is a very common method, and it is very commonly used by all organizations, whether small or big. Let us discuss about some of the external sources. one very important method is direct recruitment. In common language, it is also called as factory gate recruitment. In this method, a notice is pasted on the gate of the organization, on the premises, outside premises, and this is a very common method for appointing for recruitment of casual or badli workers. The non-skilled workforce is generally recruited through this method. You can see the example: central government jobs, BSNL, direct recruitment. People can appear for walk-in interviews, and if they are suitable, they will be recruited. Other method is casual callers. Casual callers are generally freshers. Abhi graduation kiya, I am a job seeker, and in most of the companies, on their website they have given a contact us section. In that contact us section, they provide email ID of the HR manager and the general manager. So people send their resumes, curriculum vitae, for seeking the job, specifying their qualifications. So these applications are kept by the HR manager in their database, and whenever the jobs are required, whenever there are vacancies, these applicants are called. So these are generally the freshers. Third method is advertisement. Advertisement may be in print form or media form. Media may be the audio-visual media, visual media, audio media, or print media. So advertisements in newspapers or trade and professional journals, etc., they provide a wide choice. They have a wide circulation. People are informed about the vacancies in jobs in the organization, and people come and apply for the job. So advertisement is third source of external recruitment. Fourth is employment exchanges. Dear students, you will have to understand in detail about employment exchanges. Employment exchanges are run by government. Generally, they are one in each district. Employment exchanges have played a very vital role since independence, especially when the prime task for the government was to provide employment, at least one government job in one family. So at that time, employment exchanges played a very important role because they help matching personal demand and supply by serving as link between job seekers and the employers. Employers, specifically in employment exchanges, the employers are the government departments. Since independence, they have played a very, very vital role. But nowadays, that task is being performed by private placement agencies. Means the same work which the government employment exchanges were playing, now the placement agencies are doing. They provide a nationwide service in matching personal demand and supply. These agencies compile a biodata of large number of candidates and recommend suitable names to their clients. These clients are generally the private companies. Okay, so they are obviously, because they are private and they charge a huge fees from employee as well as employer, so they work very effectively in a very, very efficient manner. Management consultants. Let me tell you what are the management consultants and HRs. Management consultants are the generally HR managers of each and every company, which go and visit the educational institutes and other prospective sources of the recruitment, and they tell about career opportunities in their organization. For example, if we see, I have seen personally the Indian Army officers come and visit Kendriya Vidyalaya and other organizations and tell about what are the growth opportunities, what are the career opportunities in Indian Army and other armed forces. So such management consultants go and visit the organization and motivate the prospective employees of the organization in a very effective manner. Campus recruitment, you all are aware, companies go and visit the college and educational institutes, generally the professional course institutes, to recruit the people. If they find the suitable person, suitable employee, suitable candidate for their jobs, they then and there recruit them and appoint them. They give the placement letters then and there. Sometimes they put some kind of restriction. For example, a bond is there that after recruited you cannot leave our organization for 5 years or 7 years, so to retain the employees, and in return they reimburse the entire educational expenses of the candidate on this behalf. Recommendation of employees. This is going to be a very important question in your exam because it generally confuses the students. Recommendation of present employees in the organization, but remember, भले ही रिकमेंडेशन हमारे प्रेजेंट एम्प्लॉय का है लेकिन है ये एक्सटर्नल सोर्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, देयर इज अ सीनियर HOD in our organization and his son has recently completed MBA in finance, and he goes and talks to his boss, sir मेरे बेटे ने अभी अभी MBA कंप्लीट किया फाइनेंस में, क्या हमारे यहाँ वैकेंसी है उसके लिए? एंड द बॉस एग्रीज. He asks the person for interview, checks the document, checks his suitability, and if he finds that he is suitable for the job, he is appointed. So remember, recommendation is done by the present employee, means from internal in the organization, but the person is being recruited from the external sources. So recommendation of employee is external source of recruitment. This question can be asked in form of true or false. Coming to labor contractors, whenever we require a large number of unskilled labor, these labor contractors play a very important role, especially at the construction sites, when without any prior intimation, all of a sudden we require a large number of unskilled workers. Web publishing, a very popular method nowadays. In this, almost all the complete process of recruitment is done online. So first of all, intimation or advertisement is done online. The popular sites are naukri.com, jobstreet.com, and many other you know very well. You are also aware of many job providing sites. So these are the external sources of recruitment. Now let us discuss what are the merits of external sources. First of all, it attracts qualified and trained people for the vacant jobs. It provides a wider choice. We are not limited with all the people available in the organization only, but we have a greater choice for selecting the people from outside also. It gives new blood in the organization, and new blood means having new, greater, innovative ideas also. Although it is expensive and time consuming, but still it is compensated in form of wider choice, new ideas and innovative methods of the organization, which provides a growth opportunity to the organization. Finally, it adds a competitive spirit in the organization, and existing people in the organization start working more efficiently to face that competition. Some demerits also of external sources. These demerits are dissatisfaction and frustration among the existing employees. They think on that post a person from outside has been recruited and posted, why we have been left out. We have been working for this organization since a long time, and we have been ignored at the time of promotion and filling up the senior posts. So it may lead to dissatisfaction and frustration among the existing employees. It takes a long time. It is a lengthy process, since estimation of manpower need and putting the advertisement, then recruitment, selection, training, a lot of things are to be done in the recruitment process. So it is time consuming, and obviously that time consuming process leads to more cost in the organization. Dear students, that's all for today's session. In next session we will discuss about selection process, types of tests involved in selection process, training, its importance, training methods, and difference between training and development. Till then, stay inside, stay safe. Thank you very much.